Today you're going to learn how to draw the golden rectangle using Adobe Illustrator. So we're not going to be tracing this from any other images. You're going to learn how to draw this from scratch from a blank canvas. So if you just follow along, by the end of this video you'll have a golden rectangle drawn up just like this. So if you don't know what the golden rectangle is, it's basically a ratio used for layout designs like web design, book layouts, poster layouts, or it's also used for logo designs like this Fox logo here, and also Apple also used it to design their logo. So it's just kind of a guidance to help you design things. So I'm going to show you how to draw all of this, and then later on you can use all of these circles, all of these lines to design the logos that you want. So here's a few more examples like this bird logo, the Pepsi logo, and even buildings are used with this golden ratio as well. So to get started, it's actually quite simple. We're just going to go into Adobe Illustrator and we're just going to start with a square. So I'm just going to choose the rectangle tool right here, and I'm just going to draw a simple square. And I'm going to hold shift as I draw the square so it keeps it all proportionate. If I don't hold shift, it'll just become a rectangle, so we don't want that. So it doesn't really matter how big the square is, as long as it's just a square and just about this size. It doesn't really matter how big it is. Next, I'm just going to choose this square and I'm going to copy it by pressing Control C or Command C if you're on a Mac, and paste it by pressing Control V or Command V if you're on a Mac. So let's just place this second square right underneath this and make sure it's all perfectly aligned. So no lines kind of going over each other. It's all perfectly aligned with all the other lines as well. So that looks good. So let's zoom out again. And I'm going to choose all of those squares and I'm just going to move it to the side right here. So next I'm going to choose this square and copy it and paste it again. And this time I'm going to align it with the same square, but then make it a little bit bigger. So not, I don't mean a little bit bigger, you just need to make it as big as this line right here. So now we have this, so make sure this is also perfectly aligned, and it looks like it is. So let's zoom out. And I'm going to choose all of this now, and I'm going to flip it on a 90-degree angle. And just move it to the side. And again, I'm just going to choose this square, copy it, and paste it again. And I'm going to do the same thing, just align it to this line right here and make it bigger to the bottom line. There we go, and just move it to the side. And it looks like it's all perfectly aligned again. So now again, choose all of it and flip it over. And this time I'm going to make it a little bit smaller because it's too big now. So I'm going to hold shift and I'm going to make it smaller. So if you hold shift, you keep the proportions of all the squares. So let's hold shift, move it to the side, and maybe I'll make it a little bit smaller again. There we go. So I'm going to choose the top square again, copy it and paste it in. And I'm going to move it here and I'm going to make it bigger again. So I'm going to move it to the side. There we go. So that looks good. So we'll do it one more time so we can choose all the squares, flip it around, and also make it smaller. And choose the top square, make it, copy and paste it, and align it with this one on the right and make it bigger, and move this to the left, and there we go. So that is your golden rectangle right here. So that's how easy it is to create all the squares. So now all you do is just draw the circles in it. You can draw the curves into it. I'll show you how to do that as well. But basically, this is the ratio that you should be using to design your layouts, to design your logos. It's a great way to keep it as like a guidance. So now let's draw the circles in this. So for the circles, I'm just going to go into the rectangle tool, click and hold, and you can choose the ellipse tool right here. So there's other choices as well, but I'm just going to choose the ellipse tool. So I want to draw a circle in. So to draw a circle, make sure you hold shift and alt, and you can draw a circle from the center of the square. So if you just click and hold, you have a perfect circle drawn inside the square. And now you just keep going. So I'm going to choose the circle again, and I'm going to hold shift and alt and draw a circle. And let's do another one. Shift, make sure you hold shift and alt. So some people they forget to hold alt, so they only hold shift. So what happens is they don't make a circle from the center. So let me just do that from again. There we go. And one more here. Cool. So now we have all the circles. And now we need to do this kind of spiral right here. So this is what actually kind of makes it look like the golden rectangle. So it's that spiral right there. So we need to draw an arc going from here all the way there. So the way I usually do this is I draw a circle from this corner right here. So from that radius, and I make it bigger all the way up. And oops, I made a mistake there. Let me just start again. I just draw it all the way up to that top part, and there we go. And now I just cut the corners on this right here. So I usually just use the scissor tool right here, and I just go into the corners, cut it here, and cut it there. So now we just have this bit right here, and I just choose that and hit delete. So now we have the first curve right here. So I'm going to choose that curve, copy it, and I'm going to paste it again, and I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to make it align with this curve, and I'm going to hold shift and resize this, and that's the second curve. So now you just keep going. So I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to make it align with this curve right here. So that's the connecting curve, and I'm going to hold shift, and I'm just going to bring it into that corner right here. Again, copy, paste, flip. So it's already pretty much, it's almost pretty much done. And click and hold. There we go. Again, one more time. Let's copy and paste, flip it, make it smaller. And there we go. So now we have the spiral going all the way around. So that looks really good. So it's pretty much exactly the same as this one right here, but these are the measurements that you should be using to design your logo. So what I usually do from now is I take this circle, and maybe that's the circle that I start with to design my logo. Or I take this, maybe this square right here, and the second rectangle to design the layouts for my website. So here's the examples I was showing you before. This is some logo design. So they used these circles, the golden ratio circles, to design a bird logo. And here's another example. So they used the golden rectangles and the squares to design the layouts for their websites or their brochures or whatever it is that they were trying to do here. But it looks really good. It's really easy to read. And this is the ratio that actually came from pretty much nature itself. So if you measure these spirals, it's actually the same measurements as these spirals right here. So it's actually a really great ratio to work with. If the ratio is 1.618. So no one really knows why that ratio works so well, but it just works. So it's just from nature itself. It's kind of a design from nature itself, and it just works really well. So go out and try drawing this golden rectangle, and in the upcoming videos I'm actually going to show you how to design logos from this golden rectangle. So if you want to see those videos, make sure you stay subscribed, make sure you like this video. If you have any questions, you can comment down below. But that's it for this video, and I'll see you on the next one.